We really set the tone for the state of Connecticut on what a community college was. And in my personal feeling is that none of them come up to what Norwalk Community College is.
Norwalk Community College, an institution where students come to learn and have the opportunity to take advantage of a variety of resources offered to them, is home to a diverse population commuting from Fairfield County and other parts of Connecticut like Hartford, New Haven, Milford, and Manchester.
You know, being a community college, it's like what we're all about is working with the students, and that's what we love. You know, that's what makes us want to stay here.
NCC is even home to people from New York, New Jersey, and international countries like Germany, Russia, Japan, China, Colombia, and Ecuador.
NCC offers so much to its students, extracurriculars, great professors, good programs, and all for a very low price, and it's something that people need to take more advantage of.
Today, the school is expanding its academic curricula, and many future projects are in the works for the institution. Since 2010, the school's annual enrollment has risen and dropped from 14,000 students to 15,500 students. These numbers include full-time and part-time students taking credited and non-credited courses. For the fall and spring semesters alone, about 6,200 to almost 7,000 students enroll into credited courses. Based on the chart showing the recent high school graduates enrolling at NCC by high schools in Fairfield County, Stanford students are the majority of people commuting to the college, putting Norwalk High School graduates in second place. NCC is one of 12 community colleges located in Connecticut. In 1961, NCC was also the first community college to be integrated in Connecticut, and since then, the college has undergone a huge number of changes. Norwalk Community College was founded by Harry Becker, who since 1954 was the superintendent of Norwalk Public Schools. From 1954 to 1957, Dr. Becker was urging the city to have a municipal junior college, or in other words, a community college that was funded not through the state of Connecticut, but rather through the city of Norwalk.
Dr. Becker thought very strongly about this project, and those of us that knew him well, and I was one that knew him well, felt his energy and his interest in getting this project ahead, and anything that comes about with education is of interest to me.
For this time period, there were only private universities or private community colleges in Connecticut. Because the closest public university in the state was the University of Connecticut, Dr. Becker felt that a public institution was necessary in Fairfield County.
The future of Norwalk would be in having a junior college here to complement the public school system, because to go to a college did not happen in this area. And the closest public institution, UConn Stanford, didn't exist yet. And Housatonic didn't exist. There were no community colleges in the state at that time. So they had to go to a teacher's college or to the University of Connecticut. And all of those were away from home.
Dr. Becker held a meeting with the Norwalk Board of Education to have a municipal college integrated in the city, and on July 1st, 1959, the Norwalk Board of Education decided to go with Becker's proposal.
After the college was started, the place that we had to have it was using Brian McMahon High School.
After much debate as to where NCC would be located, it was decided that classes would be held at the new Brian McMahon High School, which was constructed in 1960.
That was a relatively new high school. It was the newer one of the two in Norwalk and Brian McMahon. And what we did is we used demountables out on the front lawn of Brian McMahon. The classes started at 3 o'clock, and they had to use a lot of the facilities in the building. For example, the chemistry labs or the physics rooms or any place where they needed lab equipment. And that became very contentious because obviously the people who were in the high school using those facilities were very put out by some of the things that happened when the college students went in.
According to the 1968 to the 1969 NCC catalog, classes were open to 143 full-time and part-time students in September of 1961. By 1965, NCC had a total of 770 part-time and full-time students enrolled at the school. That same year, the Board of Education offered the college full use of half of the Nathaniel Ellie Elementary School in Ingalls Avenue for the new division of the Business Administration program. Programs available at the college during this time were accounting, nursing, business administration, liberal arts, marketing, and the following year would include foreign language courses. That same year of 1965, the State Board of Education wanted to devise and establish statewide community colleges throughout Connecticut, and with that, integrate Norwalk Community College and other existing community colleges like Manchester Community College in their plans.
The Friends of the College of NCC felt somewhat reluctant to join the state, and they didn't want to have tuition raised. They didn't want to have open classes. They didn't want it to be an open college at all. It was a closed college at that point. You had to apply and be accepted to get into it.
Friends of NCC was what is known today as the NCC Foundation. Lee Mintz has been part of it since it started.
I often wonder if we would have been better to do it alone, but it was hard not to be a part. And I felt, and so did B, that it would make a big difference financially as well as societally to go the route of joining the board, and we did.
At first, the Norwalk Board of Education disagreed, but after the state threatened to put an institution of their own in Norwalk, in addition to the already Norwalk State Technical College on Richards Avenue that also opened in 1961, the college went ahead with the idea and became part of the statewide college system in February of 1966. By 1971, 10 years after the college initiated, more than 10,000 students had taken classes at NCC, and the college was getting prepared to move from Brian McMahon High School to a new location of their own.
They actually moved to an old factory building, the Remington Rand building.
He had gone out of business. And after much discussion and much aggravation by those involved, it was decided that that was where we would move to. And we did. That was down on Wilson Avenue. The building is still there. And we spent a number of years there.
From 1972, the college would spend 19 years at the location. According to the NCC catalog of 1988 to 90, the institution consisted of 3 separate buildings. The main building was the old factory building, which was 6 stories high. The first floor held the admissions, records, and counseling center. The second, third, and fourth floors had administrative offices, faculty, and most of the college classrooms. The fifth floor housed the library, and the sixth housed the cafeteria and office of student activities and athletes. The middle building, which was a single story, was the science building, and the third building, the Frank Wright Student Center, which was 2 stories, housed the bookstore, student lounge, and classrooms for physical activities, film, art, music, and ceramics.
They did have a business program that was run out of the Eli School building, and that continued. Even though they moved to Wilson Avenue, there wasn't enough room to bring everybody together. So they maintained that satellite campus as well.
It was so different than what we have now that when I think back on it, I wonder if it was real, because nobody was very comfortable in the factory building. We were still the Friends of Norwalk Community College, not the Foundation Board. And it was so informal that we all used to bring our lunch to the meetings. I even brought my knitting. Somebody else brought their applique. I mean, we'd sit around chatting.
Since 1972, NCC served more than 30,000 students at the Wilson Avenue campus. Because the school was growing, the college again had to look for another location to serve its classes.
Now the question came up, what are we going to do next? Because we're outgrowing the factory. And after very hard negotiations and terrible dissent and problems in the community, we decided on McGrath School, which is where the property we're in now.
In 1985, after debating where the new site for the college would be, it was decided that NCC would take the old McGrath Elementary School site on Richards Avenue across from Norwalk State Technical College. According to the Norwalk Community Technical College 1992 to 1993 catalog, in June 1989, groundbreaking officially took place for the new campus. The new facilities were completed in time for the classes in September 1991. There had been plans to merge both institutions, and on July 1st, 1992, both NCC and NSTC merged together to form Norwalk Community Technical College, and one president was named. By 1993, Norwalk Community Technical College had 28 career programs and 9 certificate programs. The college even had junior league sports, but over time, due to low budget cuts, junior leagues at the school ended. 10 years later, in 2002, the West Campus side of the school, the former Norwalk State Technical College, was constructing an information technology center, creating more programs of study for the school. Shortly a year after construction began, NCC was looking for yet a new president. A year after that, in 2004, the IT center was finished, and David Levinson, current president of NCC, was elected for that position. So where is NCC now? The college currently offers 45 career and transfer associate degree programs, including an honors program, 26 certificate programs, as well as professional and extended studies and workforce education programs.
I got office hours before last week.
In the fall of 2014 semester, it was announced that the college will be getting a new veterinarian certificate program. In addition, the nursing program partnered with Western Connecticut State University, and now nursing students can finish their bachelor's degrees at NCC without having to commute to Western. And that's not all. During the last years, the NCC Foundation has provided hundreds of scholarships to students seeking help. Last semester, the foundation came up with 3 new scholarships. They are the Summer and Winter Scholarships, an Incentive Scholarship for second semester freshman students, and a Dream Transfer Scholarship for undocumented students.
Last year, we gave 500 students over $1 million in scholarships.
The foundation also offers need-based scholarships, merit-based scholarships, LEAP transfer scholarships, and nursing scholarships are in the works.
I think that NCC has a reputation of supporting students through scholarships in a way that other local community colleges can't.
In addition to this, NCC helps its students at the tutoring center open Monday through Saturday, offering many the option to be tutored one-on-one with the professor or a student.
We tutor in subjects, everything from math to graphic design, humanities classes, social sciences, science classes, business. Students who come here to NCC, they have jobs, they have families, they have all kinds of responsibilities. And to only be open from 10 until 1 when somebody works all day and they come here for an evening class is not very helpful. So I think that's really important for us, is that we have a lot of tutoring hours to accommodate schedules.
The college also has a Center for Student Activities, which students have the option to join 45 different clubs to help them both explore a possible field they want to get into or simply get involved with the student body.
Well, student activities are designed for helping students outside of the classroom, helping students become engaged in the college, helping them to gain different kinds of experiences and different kinds of interactions and different kinds of leadership abilities.
NCC has come a long way from its journey, and so far the college still continues to grow today.
So what the college has done is really, increase its offerings. One of the things that we did probably about 3 years ago is we built a health and life sciences building on the West Campus, and that allowed us to expand our health and life sciences and also wellness science program.
Now the college is expanding, and with it, many future projects are in the works that will change the way the school looks today.
What we're doing now is we're in the design phase of creating a bridge across Richards Avenue that will unite the 2 campuses. It will also involve reconfiguring our library, because the entry will be on the 2nd floor to the bridge. Also building a student union building that would be adjacent to our current cafeteria and renovating that space, and also making the PepsiCo Theater a truly state-of-the-art performing arts space.
The projects are going to be done simultaneously, so they're going to be all done at the same time. Now that's going to be a trick and a challenge, but we can do it. I know we can.
Since 1961, NCC has given the opportunity to students in succeeding in their future, and today the college continues to expand its doors even further.